This first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We are live from Cleveland Racquet Club in Pepper Pike, Ohio, bringing you the 2025 Cleveland Masters with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: Compass Group, Trumbold Equipment Company, Carnegie Investment Council, Elk & Elk, Jersey's Restaurant, Gilmore Security, Simple Solutions, Jersey's Slice Shop, and Viking. I'm Steve Sullivan, along with Billy Horn, bringing you this women's quarterfinal match between number 2 seeds, Kerry Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia, versus Rita Kladstrup and Amanda Siebert. Billy, welcome to the stream.
Thanks, Steve. Happy to be here. It looks like a decent day out there. No sun for the ladies. That should make for a good match. We have two teams ahead of us. Kerry Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia, right, who don't really need an introduction, but they are at the bottom of your screen. Lauren Gebbia in the all blue with the white hat, and Kerry Delmonico in the black with the backwards hat on currently, out of the ad court volleying. They have played together for many years, both national finalists in different events, national winners in different events. Lauren being a mixed finalist 3 times, Kerry being a national champion in the women's and the mixed, and husband and wife, I believe. But together, they've played together for 4 or 5 years. They have great results on tour. This year, they've played one tournament, the first tournament of the year. They played Montclair. They were quarterfinalists there, a little upset by Charlie Tansel and Brett Davis. But here they are out here in Cleveland, looking to rebound, a little more mid-season. On the other side, Steve, who do we have?
Yeah, so this is in the ad court gray top. That's Amanda Siebert, and both of these women are from the Rochester area. Her partner in the deuce court, Rita Kladstrup. Not a lot of results. They played a few events last year, a couple losses to Morgan and Sikora. I think both times were 2 and 4. Siebert did play the Rochester Open this season, but this is their first tournament this year. And, it's always interesting. Some of the events this year are one-day events, so they're somewhat of a marathon day. First round, Gebbia and Delmonico to bye, and then an 0-0 in second round. This is the third match for Kladstrup and Siebert, and that last round of 16 was a 7-5, 7-5. They played over at the Flats, the public facility in Cleveland. So, yeah, a little more paddle in them for today, but this is, if you're Gebbia and Delmonico, you mentioned, Billy, quite a resume. They're the number 2 seeds on paper. They might be playing 4 matches today, getting to the final. So sometimes when you get into this middle of the draw, we're early afternoon, 1 p.m. in Cleveland, it's about managing your day. So it should be interesting how both teams, come out fresh. Maybe one team has a little more paddle in them than the other.
Yeah, you mentioned that 0-0 result for Delmonico and Gebbia in the round of 16, and then Kladstrup and Siebert having played a couple matches in the last one being 5-5. Sometimes the 0-0 doesn't really help. You don't really find your legs, get quality reps, and that 5-5, 7-5, 7-5. You build confidence, battle tested, ready to go. I think that one of the factors today that Delmonico and Gebbia are probably paying attention to is that upset from Montclair. They've probably left it behind, but they probably are a little bit aware of it and don't want it to happen again. So they're going to put their best foot forward today. I've watched Delmonico play many matches. I've umpired many of her matches. She is very solid, super smart, tactical, lobs well, volleys well. Lauren Gebbia hits big ground strokes, big returns, also a great volleyer. But from the backcourt, she brings a whole lot of offense. We'll be looking to see, where Kladstrup and Siebert bring their offense from. Watching their warm-up, they were both hitting their backhands drives. Looks like we might be getting underway here.
Yeah, we have Dave Nejedlik in the chair. So this is 2 out of 3 sets, regular scoring. Nice cloudy day. This is it's a little warmer. Billy, you looked at the weather earlier. What sort of temperature are we looking at in Cleveland?
Oh, we're looking at 60 degrees. Now, no sun, right? So that might make it feel a little bit cooler. But we're already seeing, the sweatshirts coming off. I think it's pretty warm out there compared to last weekend at Chicago, which got down into the 30s and low 40s. So again, we have Lauren Gebbia in the bottom of our screen with the all-white hat facing forward, and Carrie Delmonico with the hat backwards on the same side. Amanda Siebert is in the all-white top, and her partner, Rita Kladstrup, is in the blue with the hat currently at net at the top of your screen.
You saw a big cut there. Both Gebbia and Delmonico played college tennis. Gebbia at Boston College, Delmonico at Emmanuel, and also of note, 3-sport athlete, Delmonico. So tennis, softball, and basketball at Emmanuel College. So some
That's
pretty
amazing.
impressive racket, tennis background, but athletically, that's pretty impressive.
So our goals for Kladstrup and Siebert at the beginning of this match really is to, in my opinion, extend points, play long rallies, not many cheap points, because Gebbia and Delmonico, especially Gebbia, is going to hit that return hard. So, kind of doing exactly what they're doing right now, right? It's not a short point. We're going to hit our shots, but we're going to be patient and look to limit the amount of short points. Nice forehand there by Siebert. But limiting the amount of very short points played by the seasoned team of Delmonico and Gebbia. Little impatience there by Gebbia.
Yeah, Billy, a couple really nice points. That's just a huge step in there.
Smart
Carrie
drive
Delmont. Yeah, just started halfway inside the court towards the service line. So, Gebbia, a few loose shots.
Doing the right thing, right? You have to find your rhythm out here. The volley was short. She's got to come in and go for that drive. And that's why it's such a force when Lauren is hitting that forehand, when Gebbia is hitting that backhand. Drives from both wings, can bring a lot of offense. You already see the pressure by Delmonico moving up on the service line when her partner was receiving, and now you're seeing it again from Gebbia, just putting that pressure on the server volleyer. Yep, maybe that's, visually in Siebert's head, and 2 faults back to back. Carrie Delmonico looks like she's serving first for the team.
So, Billy, this is week 5 of the APTA Tour. We had last weekend the Chicago Charities, the first Grand Prix of the year, one of the most popular tournaments. And next week we go right back into a Grand Prix at Aronimink in Philly. So, yeah, real quick start this year. We have 5 Grand Prix events.
I was out in Chicago.
Cincinnati's the 5th, yeah. Cincinnati at the Midwesterns is, the 5th non-traditional Grand Prix from what we've seen the last few years.
Always excited for all these events. Chicago did a fantastic job last weekend. Huge crowds, as usual. Excited to hopefully be a part of Philly as well next weekend. All these cities that take the time, the investment, and they really work hard to put on great events. Cleveland is no exception to that. They had a couple events yesterday, a Masters event for women. They have the men's event, which we'll be seeing a lot of later today. And there's more paddle going on this weekend. There's the Delaware Men's and Women's National Rankings Tournament, a men's tournament out in Kansas, a women's tournament out in Colorado. We are right in the thick of paddle season.
Yeah, there's been, you mentioned 60 degrees today. There's been some colder, last week we had some snow and some precipitation in Chicago. I think, definitely got into the 30s. We've had some cool weather in the East Coast, but yeah, this is still a little bit early where you can get warm days. I think, 40s is probably a little friendlier paddle weather than 60s. You saw a couple of the balls in that first game flying a little bit, so nice cutter attempt there.
Yeah.
Kladstrup tracked it down, but sometimes you're not sure which way to lean when that you see that big swing there.
Yeah, the ability to hit a cutter adds a different element to the game where you're forcing your opponent like that, running forward. And, I know that Kladstrup got to that ball, but we're off balance, we're in transition. Sometimes we overplay those shots. It's very easy to overplay those shots when your feet are not settled. So we expected this strong start from Delmonico Gebbia. Again, a lot of offense, seeing early down the line returns from Kerry Delmonico. Some blitzing. If we're Kladstrup and Siebert, doing a good job, but we have to consider, can we volley deep enough where it's going to force them to lob, or they're going to hit multiple drives in a row. And if you can't volley deep, then you might want to be playing the baseline instead of having a point happen like that.
Yeah, that's just trusting your partner's return. Obviously, Delmonico knows what Lauren can do on the other side, so she was halfway to the service line probably during her backswing. But yeah, very confident start. Obviously, a lot of firepower, but also just a lot of right movement and positioning, and probably catching Kladstrup and Siebert a little bit on their heels these first three games.
Early statistics in, right? 76% of points won by Delmonico Gebbia right away. A lot of that is just trying to apply pressure. And I think, I would have liked to see Kladstrup and Siebert take a little more time between games there and just get together and say, hey, what do we want to do? Let's play our game. Let's not overthink about, the two people who are on the other side of the court, which can happen very easily. Cindy Prendergast put out a nice video on that earlier this week, which was to, really focus on yourself, to not worry about the other side of the court, do the things that you do well, and make sure you stick to a team strategy.
And this is Lauren Gebbia here serving. Lauren's the director of rackets at the Englewood Field Club in New Jersey. You mentioned at the onset, Billy, finalist mixed nationals 3 times with Drew Broderick, 14, 15, and 2019.
An all-Jersey team.
Yep, Carrie from Summit, New Jersey.
A good try by Kladstrup, but can't hit those lobs that short on Kerry Delmonico. She has a great waterfall overhead that you just saw there, amongst other things. You don't want to give her that many options.
So there it is. That's a conversation you were looking for, Billy. Slow down momentum, but also just stop and talk a little bit. Figure out what's happening. There's not a lot of safe spots on the other side of the court, but traditionally you're going to sort of think through, right? Is it, to your point, is it lob deeper? Is it avoid a weapon? The first 3 or 4 points, Kladstrup and Siebert were very sort of steady, not doing too much, and then Delmonico and Gebbia sort of raised their level a little bit. So, yeah, it's a constant sort of reassessing the situation in paddle. It's nice to see them at least starting to talk. Nice move there, but just got very quickly below the height of the net. Popped a little long.
Just seeing Delmonico and Gebbia doing probably exactly what they probably set out to do is let's keep the tempo of these points quick. You know, and that overhead by Kladstrup, you know, gets back to carry Delmonico too quickly. We have to try and slow things down. Nice shot there by Siebert. Caught Gebbia off guard. 30 all.
Sometimes that's really nice. You know, that down the line lobbing you saw there from Kerry Delmonico, that's sometimes very tricky for that deuce court player to sort of figure out where to place that overhead. Obviously, down the line, it's a really small target unless you're really, you know, putting some interesting cut on the ball. So, yeah, another pretty quick one-sided game there by Delmonico and Gebbia.
Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com. Yeah, Steve, things going pretty quick. We just want to, you know, for Kladstrup and Siebert, we want to hit that nice high lob that we just saw. Continue with those nice high lobs. Give yourself time to hit a ball and recover. And that should extend points.
Oh, that is nasty.
Shot.
That's a cutter of the year contender. She just absolutely. Let's take another look at it. Oh wow,
All
really
the way
nice
back
there.
into the net.
Really nice. And it just makes you feel good, right? When you execute. You know, I know a lot of these players practice these shots. I love practicing these shots. So when you just execute it cleanly, it just, yeah, puts a little pep in your step. So nice one there by Lauren Gebbia.
A little switch at the net from Delmonico Gebbia early in this match. This is only the second time we've seen them. I do know Carrie places her overheads so well, mixes them up so well, and Gebbia is a great volleyer. So this might be the ideal setup for them, and that's why they switched in the front to get that overhead volley combination that is there steady. Good high lobs.
Yeah, you really, if you're Siebert and Kladstrup, you want to see the other team, you know, defending those lobs behind the service line. So there's been a little bit better lobbing the last few points, but you really have to push them off the net. You know, in this case, right, you have Delmonico able to do a lot of different things with that overhead.
Good dig. Nice depth. It's a better point. That's a better point by Kladstrup and Siebert. We want to see more play like that. We didn't see exceptionally deep lobs, but they were deeper, pushed them back to the service line, limiting angles. That's that point.
I heard the carry. I'm not sure if it was why did I stay back or why did I take my eye off that one. So I think there she's coming in. I think she just sort of, that point got away from her a little bit.
Great hands. Good movement, though. Creating good movement by Kladstrup and Siebert. Making Carey cover a lot of court, making Delmonico cover a lot of court. we have to be careful if we're Siebert and Kladstrup hitting those softer push drives and not swinging through your drive. You can see how much offense Gebbia can create if you just push your drive in there. She can hit an offensive volley and speed points up. That was an attempt at a drop shot by Delmonico. Again,
Yeah, the point before was really nice hands, nice soft touch. I think she tried to go back to the well at maybe just a touch indecisive. Nice pick up there.
Nice get out of the neck. Oh, that's unlucky. Product of the warm weather. But again, better points this game from the backcourt from Kladstrup and Siebert. They are able to work the point there, eventually take the net, causing a little more movement. I'd like to see this from them at the end of the set, regardless of whether they lose the set here or it builds momentum and trust.
Yeah, if you're Kladstrup and Siebert, you've had a pretty good day of paddle. You're up against the number 2 seed. Their resume speaks for itself. You want to compete, right? You want to get deeper into points. You'd love to get games on the board. Everything that you can look at on paper, and we talked about it early, Billy, is just an unbelievable amount of recognition at the national level by Gebbia and Delmonico. So yeah, you just want to compete, right? This is a tour event. These two have had a lot of paddle today, and yeah, they are playing. They're putting together a lot of really good points. But it's we make it sometimes sound easy, like look for the openings, look for the weak spots, do this. But yeah, this is about finding opportunities. And in our game, we know there can be momentum swings. So you just kind of keep going back to the well, doing the right things, and hopefully the match comes back to you a little bit.
Right. Speaking of the right thing, I liked that drive from Siebert. The court was opened up by a nice lob from Kladstrup, and she's been hitting her backhand well. She went for it. That time she missed it, but I think that's within their team plan, their team dynamics. Sometimes we just at the very last need that execution. Perfect deep volley by Delmonico.
Back to deuce.
See these little probing drives from Rita Kladstrup. As long as it's off of a good lob, I like it. I think if it's back to back where she already drove it and Delmonico and Gebbia made the volley, we probably want to go back up. Nice lob drive combination there.
Yeah,
Much better lobbing.
Yeah, they've had a number of balls they're able to put back at the feet of Gebbia and Delmonico. To your point, they've hit a deep lob. They sort of find them a step behind the service line, and they're able to kind of put that ball back at their feet. So, yeah, nice. That's a really nice scrape out of the corner.
Good gets. Oh, it's just waterfall after waterfall. Those are so difficult. In my opinion, a waterfall is the least fun overhead to receive.
The first one's tough. The sixth one in a row is just...
spin it at me all day long. Hit me a roller. Don't hit me waterfalls.
because each one, they get more precise. Here we go again, the second one in a row.
Better lob there down the line,
Yeah.
though. Nice confidence. I like that confidence there from Siebert. It's a good lob down the line. First set, Delmonico, Gebbia.
All right, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here in the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming brought to you by CSM Media and match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Steve Sullivan here with Billy Horn at the Cleveland Racquet Club in Pepper Pike, Ohio, with this quarterfinal match between Carrie Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia against Rita Kladstrup and Amanda Siebert. Billy, quick first set, a little bit of one-way traffic. Looks like they jumped in quickly to the second set here. Yeah, what do you do? Like, what's the advice for Kladstrup and Siebert? Obviously, they're playing a team that just has an unbelievable resume. We talked about the college tennis, the three-sport athlete in Carrie Delmonico, and of course all their experience at the national level of our sport. So, yeah, it's 1-0 now in the second set. Yeah, what's the coach in you sort of tell them?
Yeah, a lot of racket skills on the other side of the court, right? But I like what I saw from Kladstrup and Siebert in the last return game. So you have, in the last return game, they played much higher lobs, which gives them time. That height generally translates a little bit into depth, and then opens up the court for your drive. And the drive doesn't have to be powerful. We saw Kladstrup hit a lot of, nice little low push drives that made Gebbia and Delmonico bend down and miss some volleys. And we need to see some more of that. It does look like Kladstrup and Siebert have switched sides in the backcourt. At the top of your screen, you have Siebert in the deuce court in the white top, and Kladstrup in the ad court in the blue top and the hat. Currently, Gebbia is serving with the white hat, and Delmonico is at the net with the backwards cap. A couple faults here from Gebbia. I mean, that'll help. But for the most part, Steve, like you said, it's really trusting your game. Whatever your instincts generally are, you don't want to second guess those, and you want to play within yourself. And then the next thing is let's make sure we try and hit those lobs with what they can do with drop shots and their skills from Delmonico and Gebbia. We need to lob and have them hit their overheads from near the service line or a little bit behind it, because once it's a short overhead, there are just too many options on the other side of the court to punish you.
You mentioned they switched sides, Billy. As we came back on air, I think Rita Kladstrup might have been serving and staying back.
I did see that too, yeah.
Yeah, so we missed a bit of that game, but if that is true, and they've switched sides, listen, sometimes the littlest of changes can just make the match feel a little bit different. Whether it's putting a strength in the right position, or it's just sort of giving the other team some different looks. So I like both decisions, right? This is a great opportunity for Siebert and Kladstrup to play one of the better teams in our sport. So, hey, the first set didn't go the right way. Mix it up, try something different. We're still competing, which is a huge sign.
Yeah, got to throw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah.
Another good point from Kladstrup and Siebert. A lot of dynamic shots. I don't like that drive. I like the way she hit it. I don't like the timing of it because Delmonico and Gebbia are right at net, and you can see how easily Delmonico drop shot that drive. You gotta wait till you get them off the net. Like there, that's another tough choice. That's what a good team's going to do to you. They're gonna make you make very difficult choices. Never going to let you feel very settled.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think she wants that one back. Realized game points are not coming frequently. So back to deuce. You mentioned Lauren Gebbia here serving on the near side. Missed it. I wasn't sure if that last one by Delmonico missed also by a touch, but that's what we talked about earlier. The third waterfall, boy, they just get harder and harder.
Right.
That's the fourth fault this game by Lauren Gebbia.
And at that point, you know, for Siebert, she's already off balance, and I understand that the last waterfall sat up for her a little bit easier. But sometimes, you know, with the hands that Delmonico and Gebbia have, sometimes they will almost encourage you to drive that ball, you know, knowing that they can, you know, volley a large majority of your drives and that they might get some misses. Oh, great touch.
Really good. Really good.
Dug out of a little bit of a hole there. Gebbia throwing in a couple faults, and it's a good hold after those faults to play solid points. Let's see if we'll see them serve and stay back here at all. To your point, Steve, when we came back from that commercial break, you know, we did see briefly Kladstrup serving and staying back. So in the other quarterfinals going on right now, we have Halbauer Morgan taking on Banji and Morris. We have our number 4 seed, Parinello and Pike, taking on Devon and Gaspadaric. And we have Jessica Gio and Wilson Graves taking on Bohr and Najedlik. Great turnout. Halbauer Morgan...
Yeah, Gio and Wilson Graves looked like they took the first set against Bohr and Najedlik 6 games to 4.
Very close. Halbauer Morgan here making their second appearance of the season together. They won Medina Cup a handful of weeks ago, about a month ago, out in Chicago. I know they're not typically partners, but it's nice to see them pair up again. Carrie frustrated, Delmonico frustrated that she missed that one, but you know, she put it in the right spot. It hit between them, over the net, right? Didn't miss the drive in the net, and they already had, you know, Delmonico Gebbia already had their opponents moving. I like that drive. I think, Steve, you made the best point of the day in that first set, and you just saw Delmonico do it. That down the line lob that Delmonico plays is so hard for the deuce court volleyer to decide where to put it. Especially against this team, you could put it to the small piece of the pie and go up the line, but then you're moving and hitting a small target. Or you could put it in the middle of the court, which feels much safer, but you have Gebbia's backhand lurking right there in the center. So you really have to get with your partner and really just pick where you're going to put that ball and at what speed, and trust your volleys. The key isn't to prevent them from driving. The key is to hit a shot that can allow you to manage the drive. Sometimes the lob is just that good.
Yeah, you want to be in the right spot. You want to be sort of settled, and that down the line, if it's done effectively, takes, for a righty-righty, takes some of those natural positioning scenarios off the table, where the deuce player, in this case, Delmonico, would be very tight to the net. Gebbia would be using her forehand for 60, 70, sometimes 80% of the court, working inside out. It's that natural place to put the overhead. But if you can find that spot and push, in this case, Delmonico back, we saw it, Siebert getting pushed into that same spot. Yeah, there's a lot more decision making and there's a lot more risk. So, we've seen it, a few players this season really effectively using that down the line lob. And it sounds easy. It's also, a much more delicate spot, but it just shows the, the skills and the sort of paddle IQ. A little no look there from Delmonico. I don't know, but the hat backwards, 3-sport college athlete at Emmanuel College, I'm a little intimidated. The no look, pretty impressive. Just missed it. It was a nice dig. Siebert just kind of kept her eyes on the ball, got a little twisted around, but didn't, kept her paddle open and down and eyes on the ball. So, wow, nice drive there.
It caught Delmonico off guard with that second drive. Such a good touch by Delmonico. I still think the one thing from Kladstrup and Siebert that I would like to see, it's hard to think about in the moment, but I like the amount of movement. They're creating better movement with their overheads on a lot of points. They're backing it up with a nice low drive, but I don't want to see back-to-back drives. I like that, where you've pulled them in and then you push them back, and now you have a big open space because it's very hard to get on balance. And now here we go, we're at net.
Yeah, textbook transition.
But the back-to-back drive against, the combination of Gebbia and Delmonico is just leading to the point being sped up a little too fast. And it's not that Kladstrup and Siebert are losing the point after a back-to-back drive, but generally have fed a shorter ball in, and it just is a slippery slope.
Love that they're still talking. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And they're taking this very seriously. Yeah. And here we go.
Let's battle. Let's get after it. We can still do this.
You're going back again. And this is all, a result of seeing the returns, earlier in the match. Just a little bit of a miss hit there. If you can't make that first volley, if you can't get into the point consistently, stay back, right? Give yourself a different opportunity. Give the team another look. Sometimes returning without somebody, at the net or coming to the net is a little bit trickier. So I love the change up. I love that they're still putting different things in play. All right, 30-love lead here. This is Rita Kladstrup serving in the blue. Nice coverage and nice communication. Yeah. Wow. Carrie Delmonico just has some incredible hands. We've seen her changing directions with overheads and a couple drop shots throughout the last several games. So, yeah, very, very impressive point there.
I like where Siebert put those overheads. Delmonico lobbed down the line, and Siebert didn't go for the alley space in front of Carrie. She went to Carrie's forehand, which Carrie drove, but it was more of a chip, so Siebert could handle that. I love that move, just to serve and stay back. It gets you in the point. Delmonico might want that ball decision back, but...
All right, another game point. Rita Kladstrup here serving. Her partner, Amanda Siebert, in the white deuce court here. Wow.
Amazing. Little spin on that ball. Soft touch.
Going to the short side, right? That's a really small target. Caught me off guard. I think also caught Siebert off guard. So back to deuce here. And that's the optionality, Billy, right? When you can't get that lob deep and the net player off the net, it just gives them all sorts of options, right? Soft, drop, waterfall. Not sure what happened there. It looked like that serve was right in the middle of the box.
I think it might have been a foot fault.
Oh, okay.
To your point, I like how many things Kladstrup and Siebert showed Delmonico Gebbia in that game. You saw the serve and stay back. You saw I formation. You even saw, one time both, started back, but Kladstrup serve and volleyed. A lot of different looks. There's Siebert swinging away. I like it. Why not? We got a lot of action ahead of us today, Steve. We got men's quarterfinals coming up next. I mean, this is a one-day tournament. We have quarterfinals, women's semis, men's semis, and then finals back to back to back to back.
Yeah, it looks like between now and the men's final, not before 7:30 p.m. Yeah, a lot of platform tennis in the meantime. We still have some of the women's quarters on, and the men's quarters come on at 2:30. We'll be coming back on YouTube with CSM Media for that match with yeah, I think there's going to be a couple men's quarters that we're going to bring to you at 2:30 p.m. today. So stay tuned for a lot more paddle. Match point here.
Good performance.
All right, Billy,
by
what do you think? Like, one-way traffic, but yeah, there was some bright spots. There's some opportunities at the second set. I'm going to call it 5-6 or so game points by Kladstrup and Siebert. So yeah, that's a great sign for them. They may have some backdraw matches to play. So yeah, good day of paddle for them against a very accomplished team in Delmonico and Gebbia.
Absolutely. Hopefully, Kladstrup and Siebert can come back to this, watch themselves, on the live stream and pick out some things that, like you and I said, they were doing well when they lobbed deep and then pushing those short volleys. They can build on this and learn. I thought their second set, with the adjustments they made, was smart and better. And ultimately, Delmonico Gebbia, very strong, very skilled team, very hard to hurt. Congratulations to them getting the work done, and good luck to them in the semis.
Absolutely. So that's a wrap for this women's quarterfinal. More paddle to come on YouTube TV with CSM Media. For Billy Horn, I'm Steve Sullivan. See you later.
Thanks, Steve.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.